I mean, holy fucking shit. I don't even know where to start from this past weekend. Fucking Saturday was so good. I had so much fun on Saturday with the fucking well, I mean, it was a tough start on Saturday, but it ended up pretty good and a lot of fun. And then to follow it up on Sunday night with the Buffalo Bills. Oh my God. The best game I've seen in a long fucking time. It was so sick, so great, so much to talk about. Let's fucking go. Okay, so let's start off with Friday night, I guess. I mean, look, it's a little bit on me, but so this is what I did. First off, was not watching the Chiefs play the Chargers in Brazil on YouTube. No, I don't care that it was for free. I did not watch it. When I got to the bar, I caught like the end of it. I caught enough to see Justin Herbert beat the Chiefs. Fuck the Chiefs. So happy that they lost. What an amazing start to the weekend to see the Chiefs go overseas like they're America's favorite fucking team. Like everyone loves them just because they got the Swifties on their fucking side. Fuck you. I'm glad you lost. I hope you continue to lose. What an excellent start to the weekend. Not just the weekend, but the second game of NFL Week 1. Fuck the Chiefs. Go Chargers. So amazing to have watched that. That was so nice. So nice. One of my favorite parts of the entire weekend by far. I will say I was at the bar watching the game, talking football with a couple of the guys, and my dad did text me at like 9:30 and was like, "Hey, so I'm thinking 9 a.m. tomorrow," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds great though. I hope you do that, but I am at a complete loss." And he was like, "Oh, we're supposed to be helping his girlfriend move," and I was like, "I forgot about that." Now, I'm an hour away talking football, watching the Chiefs lose, and drinking. And so I did the only logical thing I could think of. And I drank until about 1 a.m. and then got home around 2:30 and set an alarm for 6:30 because I was feeling ambitious that day, apparently, at 6:30 on Saturday morning, and quickly realized that was very stupid. Did not want to do that, so I went back to sleep and promptly got up and helped my dad move. Not a lot worse things, I will say, than being hungover and helping people move, especially when the people you're helping move furniture and shit. When you're in the best physical shape, you do kind of get hit with some of the dog shit. I will say that. But we wrapped that shit up very quickly because I was pushing very hard. And we went ahead and I was like, well, I'm going to dive in to the Iowa State game. Iowa versus Iowa State. That is a huge rivalry. Fucking that game was it was actually genuinely really, really good. I had Iowa because this is the crazy part. Since 2011, Iowa State had not beaten Iowa in their home stadium It is crazy that that was the case. So I went ahead, I took fucking Iowa. They were on the road. Dumbass mistake. I could not have felt dumber by the end of the game. I mean, it was a good game, kinda. It was entertaining to watch. I mean, I was watching it at Planet Fitness on my phone, but I enjoyed every snap. It was very, very entertaining. And it was very, very entertaining. And this is I was struggling in the early downs through the first quarter. They got behind. It was low scoring. I don't remember the final score, 17-13 or some shit like that. But yo, Dominic Orange, the defensive tackle, the Big Citrus, insane nickname. Like in a good way. Dominic the Big Citrus Orange is so fucking good. He's so good. He's so good. Loved watching him on every snap. If you're Iowa State, you are stoked you have this guy. And if you are an NFL team and you end up drafting him, I think you're going to be stoked to get him. The Big Citrus, not only is that one of the best nicknames I've ever heard for a football player, the Big Citrus, he's big is a good way to describe Dominic Orange. He's so fucking good. But as I'm watching the game, it's coming down, and we've got, I think it's only, I don't know, maybe like 2 minutes left. Iowa's got the final drive. It felt for like for like one snap. I was like, oh, they're going to get this. I can even tell you what the snap was. It was just the feeling I had, and then it came burning down. That feeling did not last at all. Iowa State was the favorite, for a reason. It made so much more sense. Iowa did go 17 plays, 85 yards to close out the half. And it just seemed like Iowa State could not stay disciplined for that long, which makes 17 plays is fucking nuts. But I got to give it to the head coach, who was, I think Will Campbell is the coach for Iowa State. I may be messing that up off the top of my head. He was quoted as saying, "Hey, when you have a quarterback like Rocco Becht, you sleep peacefully at night, and goddamn, you guys should. Oklahoma State, Iowa State, you should be sleeping peacefully at night. You got Rocco Becht out there. He's so good. I think he's going to be an NFL player. I think for sure. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. But man, oh man, just a great game. Great way to kick things off. And then, honestly, my entire weekend got a little messed up. The whole outline I had for the episode got a little thrown off. I was going to save this till the end, but Sunday Night Football was fucking sick, so we're going to hit it here because it was the next game I watched. Kansas versus Missouri. The return of the border war. We haven't seen this fucking game since 2011. And man, did it fucking play up to the hype. First off, Jalin Daniels, not Jaden, Jalin Daniels on the Kansas Jayhawks quarterback. He was fucking sick. He's a six-year senior. I thought he had him set. Like I said, this was originally my big pick I was going to end the show with. The Jayhawks took a big early lead in first quarter, 21-7. Mizzou just looked all fucked up. And then we're like, oh, we're just going to fucking explode all over Kansas. And finally, convincingly, at home, return of the border war. Mizzou pulls this one out, 42-31, leaving no question who the fucking winner was. Shut down Jalin Daniels on defense. It was crazy. The big return of the border war, legendary rivalry between these two teams. This dates all the way back to like the 1800s, when the teams would actually have civil war. People who fought in the Civil War soldiers on the sidelines until either all of those guys died or no longer wanted to go, or frankly, were no longer invited. I mean, it was the Civil War, there was some racism involved, I don't think it was completely amicable. We butted heads for a long time, I don't think that stopped in, Kansas and Missouri on something called the Border War. What a great fucking game. That was so much fun. So much fun to watch, so much fun to watch fucking Missouri. They've got dude, the Mizzou's got this quarterback, Prabula. Dude, he's so good. He's so much fun to watch. I don't even think he was supposed to be the starter this year, and then he went out and fucking executed the past 2 games. I think they lost their original starter to an injury, so look, this is fucking nuts. In the 2 games that he's played, so the first game he played last week in week 1, he went 23 of 28. That's 82% of his passes, threw 283 yards and 2 touchdowns. Then this past week, he threw 30 for 39. That's 76% for 334 and 3 touchdowns. This guy's thrown 617 yards and 5 touchdowns in just 2 weeks of football. And then you add, I think he's got 77 yards and another 2 touchdowns on the ground. This guy is sneaky, sneaky Heisman watch right here for Bo Prabula. And if you were Mizzou, you fucking love this fucking guy. He's so fun to watch. I mean, he's so much fun to watch. And Mizzou looks good. They look good. They covered 5.5 at home. Just bodied fucking Kansas to close it out. Jalen Daniels couldn't do fucking shit against these fucking guys. I thought they had it's. I mean, at one point, Mizzou fumbled the ball and they were and Kansas returned it for a touchdown. Just classic scoop and score. Kansas zapped the energy from the stadium on the road in front of all the Tigers, took them out. But Mizzou didn't let that stand. Mizzou said, no, this is our fucking house. This is the return of the border war. You think you're going to come back for the first time in 14, 15, 16 years, however long it is, and you're going to beat us in our house? I don't fucking think so. And they went out and whopped them. Beat them 42-31, 11-point win. What a great game that was to watch. Border Wars all the way back. I think we've got this for like the next 2 years and then like another, and then in like 2030, 2032, something like that. I don't know how the fucking schedule works. So fucking sick. So sick, dude. The next big game I watched Michigan versus Oklahoma, only ranked. But this is how much we're talking. We're still on fucking Saturday. We're only through 2 games for Saturday. So Michigan versus Oklahoma was the only rank-on-rank matchup that we saw. And if I'm Sooner Nation, if I'm Oklahoma, I'm Sooner Nation, I fucking love John Mateer. He's, oh my God, he's everything that I thought Clemson's Cade Klubnik was going to be. John Mateer is so fun, so good to watch, definitely on the Heisman watch. Probably the best quarterback Oklahoma's had since Baker Mayfield, who became one of the great dogs in the NFL today. Everyone fucking pulls for Baker Mayfield. Everyone loves it. How can you not? How can you not? And John Mateer, he feels the same vibes. Same vibes from Mateer all the way. Y'all got yourselves a big dog, I will say. And if I'm Michigan, look, Bryce Underwood has played 2 college football games. Let's fucking chill on the shit that everything's gonna be fine, okay? I don't care what everyone's saying. Doesn't matter how he looked on the road in a tough environment against a good team as a first. This is probably the biggest game he's ever played in. I know he's won a couple state championships or whatever. This is the biggest game he's ever played in. At Oklahoma, we just saw what happened to Arch Manning the week before as a young starter who's got more experience than Bryce Underwood, dude, let's fucking relax. Don't listen to the shit online. If you are, Bryce Underwood is going to be fine. If there are people online who are saying that, I haven't seen any of that. I'm not into the Michigan. I'm not on fucking X just looking at all the fucking Michigan. What are they saying about Bryce? Underwood's fine. He's going to be fine. If you genuinely are a Michigan fan, if you genuinely, truly, wholeheartedly thought you would go to Oklahoma and win this game with a true freshman at quarterback, I don't know. Are you a special needs person? Do you watch football? Like, I don't understand. I mean, yes, die for your team, but also be realistic about your team once the game ends. Use a skeptical and some positive thought. You guys are going to be so fine. I could see you guys with Bryce Underwood getting a natty the next couple of years. As long as you keep it going, you're going to bounce right back. I'm not worried at all, and I don't think you guys should be either. I will say I didn't watch this next game. Arizona State at Mississippi State. I did not care about this game at all until I heard a couple Sippy State boys talking about what the Arizona State head coach said. He said, we have to drive, and I don't have a quote in front of me, all right, sue me. He said, we're going to have to drive hour and a half to a hotel because none of the hotels close enough to the school didn't have casinos. I think that's a little crazy. I don't think that's accurate at all, according to people from Mississippi State, people who know what they're fucking talking about. Said, no, we do have hotels close. We've been hosting SEC teams for like 100 fucking years. We got fucking... And yeah, I mean, that makes total sense. Why would they not? You know what I mean? But that fired these guys up out of the gate. Fired them up out of the gate. Mississippi State hadn't won a game against a ranked opponent in like 10 years or some shit. Arizona State was coming in ranked number 19, I'm pretty sure. And Arizona State tried to simulate the cowbells at practice. That's not shit. Not shit compared to what you hear in that stadium. They had like 2-3 fucking guys holding like 2 bells each. Da-ding, 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 da-ding. Too fucking bad. Didn't fucking work. Did it. The environment at Mississippi State Stadium, you can't simulate. Can't simulate. And it was so good. The guy I think the game was tied, and out of fucking nowhere, felt like they had lost it. Like, people were like, this is the kind of game that Mississippi State loses. I was like, well, it kind of happens, kind of what you expected, an unranked team versus a ranked team. Out of fucking nowhere, they pull off a 53-yard touchdown to seal it, steal the win in the final fucking seconds. So much fun to see. I didn't see the game. I was watching Michigan, Oklahoma. That's where I had money. So I was paying attention to that game. But damn, dude, damn. I wish I had watched it because that sounded like so much fun. To have so much fun to have been a part of would have been so fucking great. So great. That's how we closed. I had work the next day. I couldn't watch any more football. I had work Sunday morning. So I couldn't catch any of the late games. But golly, I wish I could have, God, it would have been so fucking nice. So nice. But woke up Sunday morning. Didn't have to help anybody move that day, thank God. I don't think I would have been able to do it. But I did have to go to work. Then we got home, and we got ready for week 1 of the NFL season, full slate, Sunday, 1 p.m. I didn't know who to watch. Couldn't pick a game. I turned on the Colts, put money on the Colts at home against Miami. Jim Irsay, dead but still alive. Oh my God, what a it was so cool to watch Daniel Jones actually be good at football. He looked fucking so good. For one, he looked like he belonged in the uniform. Like, he looked like a Colts quarterback. He looked way better as Indiana Jones than he did in New York, for sure. I think Brian Daboll and the Giants may have been right to pay him. I don't fucking know. He looked really good. I will say a little pissed I put money on the Jonathan Taylor touchdown, and that didn't hit because Daniel Jones, mediocre Jones, was like, I'm going to get 2 touchdowns for myself. I'm going to throw like 1 or 2. I'm also going to rush in for 2 of them. And I was like, that's really annoying that you did that, if I'm being completely honest. But god damn, Jim Irsay. He did it when he passed away. He was like, the Pacers are going to do great, and they came back in the NBA championship. And then the first game of the season since Jim Irsay's passing, and the Colts destroy the Dolphins, who admittedly were in pretty bad shape going into the game. Doesn't matter, shouldn't matter. You got to score more than 8 points when you got Tyreek Hill on the team and Mike McCarthy's calling the offense, okay? I will say that. If I'm a Colts fan, I feel really fucking good about Daniel Jones. I know everyone wanted to see, Anthony Richardson, we spent like a 4th overall pick on him. Look, doesn't matter. Daniel Jones looked good. The offense looked good. The defense looked good against a bad team. You beat a team you were supposed to beat. If I'm a Colts fan, I feel fucking good about where we're at right now. I really do. I really, really do. I tried to follow that up. I mean, the emotional letdown of the Irsay gone but not forgotten game really just did a number on me. So I tried to watch like Lions at Green Bay. Lions were shells of themselves. Green Bay is dominant. I haven't checked the lines, but I'm sure they're the running Super Bowl favorite right now, because why wouldn't they? I'm pretty sure they were when they got Micah Parsons, who didn't really feel like he was in the game. I mean, I guess he was getting a lot of pressures, but this is the low energy segment because I got to keep the energy up for the next game, because the next game, I don't give a fuck. We're not waiting anymore. Sunday Night Football. Josh Allen. If I ever seen like there is anything in terms of homosexual feelings of love towards another man, it is Josh Allen. This was the greatest game I have ever seen in my life. Maybe that's not accurate. This was the greatest week 1 game I've ever seen in my life. What a blast this fucking thing was. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Oh my god. I was out. I was pissed. I was texting my friends. They were texting me, talking shit. Derrick Henry got that first touchdown. They were like, don't count out the king. I was like, how about I fucking kill you? Like, are you... Not the time, dude. Not the time. Then Lamar Jackson ran one, and he was like, oh, Lamar Jackson and the king. I was like, oh, damn it. I hate you guys so fucking much. I'd given up. I admittedly had lost hope. I did. Admittedly had lost hope for the fact that the Bills were not going... They weren't going to win. I genuinely didn't think they were. We were looking just a little sloppy. You could feel it. There was no energy on the sideline going into the end of the game, kind of the second half. We had like 13 points, and it was like, fuck, we're going to lose at home. We haven't lost at home in like something wild, like 11 games or something like that. And then, God, the fourth quarter rolls around. The fourth quarter rolls around. 40-25, 15-point game. There's 6 minutes left on the game clock. and Josh Allen does what Josh Allen does. I was so locked in I was watching on my laptop. I was laying down in bed. I was like, I'm just going to watch the end of the game. And then it turned into a fucking game. Lamar Jackson thinks he's the MVP of the league. No. Josh Allen's the MVP of the league. Matt Prater might be the MVP of the league at this rate. That was fucking such a clutch kick. He had so many good kicks. 41 years old, just signed with the team on Thursday. He wasn't even at a fucking camp. He was at a high school kicking field goals wherever the fuck he was. I don't even know where he was. Some different state, jumped on the red eye, came to Buffalo, won us a fucking game on Sunday night against the Baltimore Ravens. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm fucking talking about, man. It was so sick. I was so pissed going into the fourth quarter. I was like, I might stay home from work. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I was watching this game at 11:15. I was like, I might not even go in tomorrow. This fucking sucks. This sucks so much. I don't even know what to say. But I'll tell you this. Josh Allen had something to say. Keon Coleman had something to say. Matt Prater had something to say. Ed Oliver had something to say. All of us. Oh my God. The team was so... Were there times I was concerned? Yeah. When Derrick Henry was destroying us and all of our defensive backs, corners, safeties, everyone was watching him run by us like we're fucking idiots. Like he had the fucking cheese touch from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's how we were fucking playing. It pissed me off so much, dude. So fucking much. But Derrick Henry fumbled the ball twice. Maybe you are getting a little old, D. Henry. Maybe you are getting a little old. Josh Allen goes out, gets a big win in front of Bills Mafia. We stay winning at home. We stay winning at Highmark Stadium to the point where I'm borderline nervous. We go to the new stadium. We're not going to win the same. I'm worried about that a little bit, but that's a problem for fucking later now, isn't it? This is one of my hotter takes coming out of this game, and I didn't have it last night. I did have it a little bit this morning, and I thought about it. And I tweeted it out. It did enough that it became my Monday morning quarterback take, which is a fun little series I'm doing on Twitter. If you guys aren't following that, I'll try and post it more on Instagram if that's where you're listening. That's where you follow me at, but we'll give that a shot. But anyway, my Monday morning quarterback take today. I think Lamar Jackson might be the most elite version of... He might be the most elite version of Kirk Cousins to ever exist. Do they play the same style? No. Do they look the same on the field? Also, no. But from what I saw, just when you map it out, Lamar Jackson's top-tier quarterback. I have him number 3rd on my list. It's Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, because he's got the Super Bowls. That's a respect pick. That's all that is at this point. And then Lamar Jackson's number 3. He's a top-tier quarterback in the league. Plays great football, hard to beat, scores a lot of points, executes as a quarterback. But let's look at a little bit of recent history. First couple seasons, struggled to be healthy late in the year. Did he not? He did, okay? Wasn't playing in the playoffs. That's not showing up for your team on game day, in my opinion. Injuries are... Availability is a skill set, all right? That's how it is. Let's go a little bit more recently than that, all right? Let's look at last year, week 1, against the Chiefs. Opening day. I don't remember what window it was in, but you're playing the Chiefs. They're the reigning Super Bowl champions. You're a top contender in the AFC. That's a big game to start out week 1. Lamar played great. They lost on a 2-point conversion by a foot. A foot on the sideline. That's a big loss. They followed that up by losing to the Raiders. Later in the season, they lost to the Browns. Now, some teams are going to sneak up on you. There might be some trap games. But you set the tone early, losing a big game in week 1. Now we go and we watch the Ravens play the Bills. Feels like a big game, for sure, a big game. But it's the 1 o'clock window, I think. Obviously, the Bills aren't the defending Super Bowl champions, so there's a little bit less pressure on the game, I would say. It was at home. That's a favor for the Ravens, and they lose that game. Or no, I'm sorry. The Ravens win that game. I'm sorry. Then we jump to the playoffs. Prime time against the Bills, top contender to go to the AFC Championship. Oh, Lamar Jackson loses. Plays well, loses that game. Not his fault. Mark Andrews dropped a pass in the end zone. You lost that game. Not your fault, Lamar Jackson. Now we get to here. Revenge game. Sunday night, week 1 against the Bills, the heavy favorites to be the AFC champions, and God willing win a Super Bowl. Knock on wood. You go. You're beating the shit out of them. You've got them down on the road. That's fucking tough to do. Bills Mafia puts up a fight. They make that environment hard to play. You guys have executed perfectly. But that game slips away. Derrick Henry fumbles twice. Now you've lost probably the greatest regular season game we've seen in years. Lamar Jackson played fantastic. He was the second best football player to touch that field, only behind Josh Allen. And you lost. Now we have a history, whether his fault or not, we have a history of Lamar Jackson not being able to win in big games. That's some Kirk Cousins shit. That is Kirk Cousins shit. Losing in big games when all eyes are on you, that's what happens with Kirk Cousins. That's what happens with Dak Prescott. You beat up on the smaller teams. The teams you should beat, you beat. Again, he looks good. None of these losses are his fault, but fucking come on. He keeps losing them. He plays great, and they lose. It is not meant to be. Lamar Jackson is not meant to win these bigger games. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know what backhanded deal he made with the devil, like Brendan Fraser in that movie Bedazzled. He talked to some hot lady, sold his soul to be good and to put on 10 to 15 pounds of muscle and not get hurt anymore, and the sacrifice was losing big games no matter how good you are. That is the feeling that I had. The biggest takeaway that isn't related to the Buffalo Bills is that I think Lamar Jackson is elite Kirk Cousins. He is the greatest possible version of Kirk Cousins. It's the same feeling. It is the same feeling. They beat up on the teams they should beat when the lights are on and the things are brightest. For whatever reason, his fault or not, Lamar Jackson loses those big games. I can't explain why. I don't know how. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm glad it keeps happening in the Bills' favor. Fucking ride or die. Daddy Allen, love that guy. Would kill a donkey for Josh Allen to win a Super Bowl. 100% would. It doesn't make sense that Lamar Jackson keeps losing these big games with superior talent, superior defense around him, superior supporting offensive weapons, better coaching historically. Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh's he's had a ton of great teams, been in Baltimore forever. I don't know what it is, but Lamar Jackson is potentially going to be the greatest football player we've ever seen to lose big games on a regular basis. And again, not from him playing bad. He's very good. He always plays well. But some reason the dominoes don't fall his way. So that's my take. He's elite Kirk Cousins. He is the very best Dak Prescott. It's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain it. If I'm a Ravens fan, I feel good and I am dumbfounded at how you lost. It doesn't make sense. As a Bills fan, Matt Prater is a fucking god, and so is Josh Allen. It was Kansas Mizzou. Mizzou was my very first. I forgot to say this at the beginning of the segment. I was so excited to talk about the game. Buffalo Bills are officially the very first. That's so happy it happened this way. It's so right. Feels so good. They are the very first pat on the back, come on the back, comeback team of the week. The Buffalo Bills are the come on the back team of the week. So good to say. So proud that these are the guys. We were down. We weren't playing well. Losing in the first half, going into the second half, losing into the midway through the fourth quarter. We are down 15 points. And they scrap and they claw, and Josh Allen is the MVP, and Josh Allen is the one who wills us. He puts on the cape, becomes Superman, and he gets us back in the game, and he gets us in the field goal position for Matt Prater. More 50-yard field goals than anyone else in NFL history. 41-year-old Matt Prater comes in, kicks a field goal to give us the 2-point lead. The 1-point lead, win the game 41-40. Electric finish. So happy that that's how the game went. So happy that's how the game went. Could not be more excited. And then we look ahead for the rest of the schedule for the Bills. I fucking can't wait. I cannot wait. We've got just a nice little run. I was counting this game as the one loss we were going to have. Now we've got Jets, we're going to beat. Miami is dog shit. New Orleans, dog shit. New England, can't beat us. Atlanta, that's probably the toughest game we've got through week 6. We're about to go 6-0 heading into the bye week. And then we come out, we get a soft play against Carolina, and then we hit Kansas City and right back to the manageable Miami. We're going to be, at worst, I'm going to say fucking 8-1 here. This is going to be crazy. What a run this is. And I don't want to just look at that, okay? Because what we're supposed to be talking about on this show, we try and we look at the most interesting games coming up on the schedule. If we've got some big rivalries, just some good football that's coming up. I might look at the Browns to cover against the Ravens. I just might. It's a similar thing that happened last year. Very, very similar thing that happened last year. They lost to an AFC championship contender, the Ravens, and then they followed that up against a dud team in week 2, and they lost that, and they went down 0-2. Do I think it's going to happen again? Do I think they're going to lose that game? No. But the Browns, it's going to be closer than the Ravens might think. I can tell you that. Biggest game we've got coming up next week by far. Super Bowl rematch, Eagles versus Chiefs. Cannot wait for Sunday, 4:25. That is going to be a great game. Cannot wait for that game to be played. I mean, this I don't know how many times they played in the regular season, but is that not fantastic? So we're looking forward to that game. I think I gotta take the Eagles. I mean, how do you not? They're so fucking stacked, and they just beat the Chiefs. How do you not? You know what? Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I like I like the Eagles. But if we kick it over, I don't have all the details on the big rivalry matchups coming up. We'll figure out which ones we're watching. Out of the gate, I think the first one we're going to look at on the show is Georgia versus Tennessee. 3:30 window. The only ranked on ranked matchup that I'm seeing that early in the day. But then we've got South Florida, Miami after that, actually. I'm just seeing this now. I didn't catch this one before. I thought it was later in the day. 4:30, South Florida at Miami. South Florida's fucking sneaky good. Can't believe that. Miami, I genuinely really like. I'm taking Miami at home, but South Florida is really, really surprising a lot of people. They're ranked number 18 in the country right now. Miami's number 5. It's wild. That's going to be such a good game. Can't wait for that. I mean, then we've got number 1 Ohio State's going to beat up on Ohio. No one's going to watch that because that's going to be a boring-ass game. Florida is about to go get their shit kicked in by LSU. That's a gimme. Don't have to watch that one. We might dabble, though. Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. I am very curious to see what CJ Carr looks like at home against Texas A&M. I don't believe they played in week 2, Notre Dame, but that's another. We've got a couple of really good ranked matchups coming up this week, and it's so nice. We've got week 2 is out of the way. Week 1, we've got one game left. I'm recording this Monday night just before Monday night kickoff. It's 8 o'clock right now. I got to go get my bets in for Chicago versus Minnesota. We've got a couple of ranked matchups coming up this weekend in week 3 that I think are going to be really good games, really interesting, way more interesting than some of the lines are suggesting. I can't wait. I can't wait. I gotta say, though, I mean, I'm going to try to start handing this out every week as an end of the show award. I know this was a little all over the place, maybe not the most organized. There was a lot going on that I had to cover this weekend, adding in the NFL. Last week, college football, I steady covered that shit. We've got our come on the back of the week, the Buffalo Bills. Very excited to see that. Our pat on the back of the week, Mississippi State taking down Arizona State. They were talking shit. They weren't giving you the respect. They came in as the number 19 ranked team. You were unranked. They came into your house. You rang the fucking cowbells and you beat the shit out of them. You won at the last second. Fucking electric. First time in years you guys have beaten a ranked opponent. You deserve it. That's our pat on the back for the week. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for listening. If you're a fan of the show, go check out Rudy Tuesday. That's the comedy show that I do with comedians Breck, Michael, and Rudy Marinosi. Very fun. Rudy Tuesday releases every Tuesday. We're actually just switching that over to video right now. You're listening to this on Thursday. The previous Tuesday, we just got video going for our episodes. Very exciting stuff. Going to get a lot of great clips, a lot of great laughs from that. We don't talk a lot of ball, but it is a very fun hangout. We have a very good time. The 3 of us will get guests on, chop it up. Great time. If you are here, go check us out on Twitter, Pat on the Back 25 on Twitter. You're going to see a lot of takes, stances, replies, things of that nature that you're not always going to be able to find here on the show. Not everything can make it to the show. I am but one man with a full-time job. It's not all going to get here. But I watch every game I bet on. I try to bet on every game I watch, and I try to really get into the fan perspective. It doesn't always work. I'm not that analytical. I am not Kirk Herbstreit. I am not Joel Klatt. I cannot break down tape and shit. I can see what I see and do my best, but I can give you what the vibes are during that game. I can tell you where the momentum is. I can tell you when it shifts, and I can tell you who the fuck is fun to watch. And we had some really fun to watch shit going on this past weekend. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm looking forward to next weekend. It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time. What an amazing slate of games we have set up. Fuck yes, go Bills.